Guys, running customs here. Okay, dudes. So I went in just to grab my Pittsburgh ratchet sets. Not actually mine. It is my stepfather Dave's, but I used to have the same exact one. So and I use them more than he does. So you can ask him yourself. I use these bad boys more than he does. Actually, when they got here, they look brand new. I mean, they're not in too bad a condition, but they got some fucking wear on them now because, I mean, I don't use this one too often, but these two right here, you can see the fucking wear. Like I said, they were brand new, but, you know, this shit don't even need to be in there. But they get used quite frequently by me because I don't, I mean, I have, hell, that whole bottom in there is full of fucking ratchet sockets, but I don't have but one ratchet. Like I said, guys, in a storage unit, I lost over $2,000 worth of power tools and mechanic tools. I had everything I needed from carpentry to plumbing, drywall, fucking mechanics. I mean, I had jigsaws, sawzalls, fucking, I had a propane torch. I had a fucking 6-foot table saw made by Milwaukee. I had a Milwaukee drill set, impact drill, DeWalt 12 volt with an impact. I had a fucking DeWalt hammer drill. I had all kinds of shit, guys. I mean, I had sockets and wrenches out the ass, and it bullshit because this is when it boils down to this right here, this, and the other one I got in the house. And what's in here, that's all I have left. And these were the tools that I always kept in the actually, guys, these, what I have left is what I used to keep in the bedroom closet because I never used them, or out in the garage, just set up because I never used them. Like I said, I had other shit, but this is all I had left because I didn't put those in the fucking storage unit. But I put all my good shit there. But anyhow, guys, that's all I got left, but that's not what we're here to talk about right now. Right now, this is a snapper update. I don't know which one. You'll see it when I upload the video. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this carburetor off. And we're going to take the carburetor off, take the carburetor apart, and clean it. And then we're going to take this cover off. We're going to take the valve cover off, clean the valve cover, clean all this shit up, and put it all back on. Well, that's what we're going to start off doing. We're going to try to remove the muffler. That's got to be cleaned and sanded. But if I don't have these hex heads, so I can't take the flywheel off. Sucks not having some tools, but we're gonna get it taken care of. But yeah, like I said, guys, actually looks like the motherfucker broke that. But yeah, we're gonna take the carburetor off, take the valve cover off, clean that shit up, take the muffler off, and sand that bitch down, and just do much cleaning as we can to the engine. I still ain't got the damn pulley off, so, you know, we'll see where it goes, but let me get y'all set up. That ain't gonna work, guys, so we'll see you. Will that work right there? Nah. That ought to do the trick. Cool dealer, bro. We're gonna use the little guy right now. Cause hell, this is gonna be what? Oh, we gotta go one size up. I didn't think it'd be a 10. But hell, that's exactly what it is. We'll get our little extension. Damn, I don't know I put it on there that damn tight. Yeah, guys, actually, I've already taken this carburetor off, put it back on. I never cleaned the carburetor out, though, when I put it on. So, hell yeah, dudes. We're going to get that shit pulled off of there. This is the exhaust, or the intake manifold, whatever you want to call it. Same thing on the car. But hell yeah, dude, we're going to get this bitch off of here. Now, I take this shit off first, so then it's a hell of a lot easier, which I will show y'all. Damn it. Damn bolts are so seized up, I don't know what's going on. This is what I'm talking about, guys. These couple of little levers and springs, throttle arms and shit like that, they gotta come off this. It's gotta be clean, bad. Yeah, let's get this done. And then we will take that off. That was a bitch to get on. Take the throttle arm off. Alright, cool guys, check that out. There's the carburetor. Look how dirty it is. I don't know if y'all can see that, but goodness gracious. When I take this off of here, when I take these two bolt heads off, y'all will see what I'm talking about. So I'm actually going to prop y'all guys right here. This is going to be a 13, I bet. Or 12. We'll try the 11 first. There again, I was wrong. It's a fucking 11. But all we do is crack these two leader heads loose, or bolt heads, whatever you want to call them. They're really nuts, but see, they don't have heads. They're flat pinned, so. And the intake tube for hot airflow or cool airflow, whatever. There you go, guys. Holy shit. Guys, no wonder this fucking engine didn't run. Why do I continuously do that? Every time an engine doesn't run, okay, 9 times out of 10, yes, I do check the carburetor. But then I just automatically start fixing everything that's wrong with it until I finally get down to the carburetor. And I mean, like I said, this, you know, it's been sitting a while, but this is not the original. Can you believe that shit? Look at that. All that crap. And you wonder why, or I wondered why, this motherfucker's so goddamn stiff. Jesus Christ. Oh, guys. Hey, but you know what? It ain't nothing fucking wrong with, you know, fucking putting shit back on. You know what I'm saying, guys? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hell, there ain't a fucking thing wrong with cleaning the entire engine. It just means you care about your shit. And I personally care about my shit, so this right here ought to do the trick. Yeah, that'll take her off. Now we're going to take the intake manifold off of the carburetor. Very simple. You just take, once you take those two nuts off, you'll take them off the back of this, and then you'll just take a pair. I mean, I wouldn't use a wrench just because you could slip, and these, I mean, I do have some extra ones, but like I told you guys, this is not a this is not your standard bolt. It's got like a bolt head up here with an extra rivet, so y'all see that. Anyhow, yep, like I said, all you do is you take these off, and they come out fairly easy. Actually, once you get going, they come out by hand most times, unless it's extremely fucking rough, like in this situation. Merry Christmas, I guess. And then they just slide out. They are not threaded. Even though it has all these threads, guys, they are not threaded in the carburetor. It's not threaded. It's only threaded in the manifold. So, we will clean this. But, y'all recall, now these are the two, this is actually the original. Okay, because it has the cap for the airflow. That goes to the valve, or the overhead, I don't know what the fuck it's called. I'll show you. But yeah, we already have two of these cleaned, but we can't use those because I'm not using the original well, at this present moment, I'm not using the original carburetor. If that one seems to be working better, technically, the only thing fucked up on that other carburetor is this right here, and watch this. Okay. Well, just a couple weeks ago, it was fucking working just fine. All we're doing right now is trying to kind of loosen up the, that piece I can't break off. And it's just fucking spinning. I don't even have a fucking pair of pliers. Well, guys, I doubt my needle nose are going to do it, but let's give it a shot. I mean, I got this damn thing off just a couple weeks ago. But, you know, when you let shit set up, that's what you got to expect. So, damn it. This ain't gonna do it. There we go! Hell yeah, guys! Now watch the fucking... See how that dust falling out of there? Not a good scenario. See it all? And once you pull this out, this little jet right here is actually what clogs the carburetor up when they get very old. And that'll stop your fuel flow. That's what a lot of people like to call fuel injected, and it's not. They're not fuel injected. And I had that mixed up for quite a while. They're not fuel injected. It's just an electronic fuel cutoff. Alright, I haven't seen the inside of this yet, so let's crack it open together, shall we? Oh man. Oh man. Y'all see that shit? Jesus Christ. That's just the bowl. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is so bad. Let's get this cleaned up. How about that? So, I'm actually going to grab my needle nose again, which I done fucking greased these once and didn't keep them outside, and they're all fucked up. Well, fuck that shit. Let's use goddamn Stanley pliers, or Home Life, whatever. First, you're going to pull, okay. I'm just going to stick this back in here so that way y'all can see it. Okay, but y'all get the point. Okay, you see that? This little hinge? There's a hole that this little rod, this little shaft is going to slide through. This is your float. That little tiny hole, if you can see that inside here, this is the plunger. That is where the other piece that I just showed you, this little that little point right there, when it goes up, it pulls it down, and when it stops, it goes up. That is where it goes, right inside there. That's why it screws in. But anyhow, this is your float. Okay, pull this little shaft out of there. Do not lose it. It won't go back together without it. Okay, and very carefully take your float. Always keep your carburetor like this where your float's laying down flat. And then pull it off. Okay, I'm going to show you why. Do you see this little thing dangling here? That is called your needle jet. Let me hold this where I got bigger fingers. That is your needle jet. Do not lose this. They're not very expensive. They're only like $2 or $3, but for that little piece to be $2 or $3, you don't want to lose it. Okay, and this is your float. Now, when you take your carburetor apart, you need to make sure you stick it. You can stick it in gasoline, you can stick it in water, whatever, to make sure it floats on both sides. Why? Well, Preston, why would you need it to float on both sides if it's only going to be in gasoline? Because the entire bowl will fill up. Okay? It'll fill up to the top. If this gets waterlogged, this is going to go to the bottom, regardless of it being filled with water or gasoline. This whole thing will be submerged in gasoline. The fuel shutoff does not just stop it once the float lifts up and engages the needle jet. Otherwise, you'd run out of gas in a matter of 2 minutes, or not even. When this goes up, it shuts the fuel off. Only for a second. For like each pop, each fire. If this has got a hole in it, your lawnmower ain't gonna run. Or it'll run like it won't run. Or it'll flood out something. But we're gonna clean this up, and if this one does have a hole in it, guys, luckily, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my extra parts. Remember I told you on the old carburetor, these are exactly the same. Here's the old one. Y'all watched my previous videos when we tried to clean it up. It don't look too bad, but it's still, I need to soak it in gasoline again. Okay, guys? But here is the old bowl. Let me show y'all the difference. This is the old bowl after it was soaked in gasoline for a week. This is the bowl that I had left over that I cleaned and put up 2 years ago. I had a Poland lawnmower, a Poland riding mower, and this was the carburetor that I took off of it, and this is the bowl. When I got done, I cleaned it, put it up, and stuck it on the lawnmower. This is the difference. This one has been soaking in gasoline for over a week. This ain't been in nothing. Y'all see the difference of why I'm not using the original carburetor? That is why. Now, yes, we're going to sand this bowl down inside and out, and we're going to get it cleaned up along with the carburetor. But, for right now, why bother with that when I've got a perfectly healthy bowl right here that we're going to use? So, I just want to show y'all that. Okay. Now, the injector, or whatever you want to fucking call it, guys, this is all that was left on the original carburetor. That is what, and this one is what came off of the carburetor I had as an extra. Y'all see the difference? I hope you can, or you're blind. But see, here's the push pin for the other one. This big one down inside here just plunges it. That's why it's bigger. It stops it. Goes up and it lets it out. Now, Here's the two needle jets. This is the one that came out of the old one. This is the one that came out of... Okay. This is the one that came out of the old one. This is the one that came out of the new one. One's black, one's red. They do not mean anything different. They could both be used in the same carburetor. Now, here's the float that came out of the old carburetor. Damn it. Here's the float that came out of the old carburetor. I just got grease on it. It was clean. See the color? Here's the one that came out of the new one. So y'all are looking at me like, well, which one are you going to use? Once this one soaks in gasoline for a week, it'll be this color. And clean. That's ethanol. Trust me, guys, this was the same color. Okay, so I'm not using this float. Why? Because I've got to clean it. Why do I want to do that when I've already got one that's clean? And they're identical. So I'm going to use this one. Cool beans. So this is the float that we're going to use. It's already cleaned, so we're going to go ahead, set it over here. I'm going to get my little rag out, and we're going to set the carburetor parts over on that we're going to use. Okay, and I'm going to get this old fucking carburetor out of my way. But hell yeah, guys, just wanted to show y'all that. So hell, let's go ahead and get the bowl clean. Cool deal. Damn right. We're going to start off with some PB Blaster and a kitchen sponge. Y'all probably, what the fuck are you doing that for? Well, PB Blaster is a rust removal. Okay, brake cleaner, do the same thing. Brake cleaner, it's almost gone. Yeah, guys, we're at 22 minutes right now, so if it cuts off, we have not gone this far yet. I apologize, but I'll just start a new video. But yeah, guys, this is the carburetor for the lawnmower, and like I said, I will be showing y'all the inside of the exhaust. And yes, we're taking the valve cover off and cleaning it as well. So, y'all will, however, be updated on that. Now, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use this rag. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take brake cleaner, spray that bitch down, take my rag, clean it up nice and dry. Now, guys, I will, however, let y'all know there's always a gasket, an O-ring gasket that goes on the outside of these bowl, or on the inside of the lip of the bowl, that goes to the carburetor. If there ain't one on there, it's gonna leak. And I didn't see one, so. But, however, for those of you that think, oh, you're going to have to go to the store, I might not have to. Here is a new, which also was not on there, exhaust manifold gasket that I did pre-soak in motor oil for about a week. Tell y'all why. Once it dries, and it won't completely dry, but once it does, it's already like brand new. It will remold to the exhaust manifold. So we're going to set that up there because we will be using that. Now, guys, here's the old bolts that I just pulled out of the carburetor. Y'all seen that? Here's the bolts that has been soaking in motor oil for the last week that came out of the old carburetor. Those are good bolts. Those are ready. So that's what we're going to use for the carburetor. So I'm going to swap. These will be going in motor oil, and once they're done, then they will just go in my toolbox for spare carburetor parts. Now here's what I wanted y'all to see. Well, there's a fucking spring in there and I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I do. Yes, I know this is weird. Those are all my bolts that came out of there. Not the engine, but I'm going to use a screwdriver to get the rest out of there. I don't like doing that. That's weird. Here is the gasket, guys, that goes on to that carburetor. This is the gasket that we have to take This is the gasket that we got to put back on that bowl. So let me dry this up and show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh, well, why has it been soaking in motor oil? To try and preserve the gasket so that way I can put it back on without it crumbling. And guys, it looks like it did work, but you never know. Really hoping I don't have to go and buy a new one, but probably won't have to. But if we do, we do. They're only like 50 cents. But so we're going to take the gasket and we're going to set it down inside the bowl. Probably going to have to get a new one, because this one ain't big enough. What the fucking hell? They're the same goddamn bowl. Yeah, it'll work. It's just going to have to go around. Well, hold up, guys. There is one on this carburetor. I might not need this one, but I will keep it, because you never know when you are going to need it. And I don't know, I might end up using this one if I break the other one. So there we go. We got a extra carburetor gasket. So we're going to, hell, actually, we're going to clean this bowl out real quick so we can put our carburetor parts in it. Cool deal, brother. And, hell, guys, like I said, you know, y'all can do this. Like I said, follow the steps. We're going to stick the carburetor in the bowl. I do not put the carburetors back together. I always stick them in one bowl. I never put the two different carburetors. Well, yeah, I do, but I never put the carburetors back together. Okay? When I'm just putting them up for storage. This carburetor could go back on another lawnmower. I mean, I'll show you why. Okay, this one back here. This carburetor is fully functional and ready to go back to work. But this piece would have to come off of my other carburetor in order to go back on, which is no problem. We could use that carburetor. Actually, we could use this carburetor right now to throw back on that lawnmower. Don't want to do that, guys, because I'll show you why. There's one difference. Can y'all spot the difference in these carburetors? Yeah, there's really only one difference. Can y'all spot them? Okay, do you see right here? Do you see this right here? I hate these plastic pieces on the end for the fuel lines. They break so easy, and they're a bitch to get off, if you can even get them off without breaking them. So, we might go with that one and we might not. But regardless, this carburetor is all cleaned up. She's ready to go back to work, but I don't put them back together because I don't like corrosion. I don't like rust. So, we're going to put the floats and shit back in there. Okay, guys? So, there's a float for it. Needle valve. Needle jet. This is the washer that goes for the needle valve, but it's bent all to hell, but I could use it again for something. So we'll put it back in there. Rubber carburetor bowl gasket. Here's a complete carburetor kit right here for anywhere from a 12.5 to a 18 horse Briggs & Stratton overhead valve. I don't really sell parts, but if anybody needs it, you're more than welcome to hit me up. Like I said, it's been completely cleaned. It's ready. Like I said, it's ready to go back to work. All the pieces are here. All you would need for it is this piece right here. And if you have a carburetor on your lawnmower that you need a replacement for, don't fuck with this. Bring it to me if you don't know how to fix it or get it off, because they do just screw off. Bring it to me. I'll take this piece off, and I'll put this carburetor back together, and you take the complete carburetor home, however you want to do that. But this carburetor goes on there. Hey, I got your chair. I'm showing them how to clean the carburetor, and then this is the old carburetor. We've got the carburetor, the bowl, the gasket, all the shit in there for this one. Now I was going to show them this. This one right here goes on a like a 10 horsepower or a push mower. This actually did come off of a push mower. Not yet. I'm going to. I got to clean this one. I got to rebuild this one anyhow. But I've got most of the pieces here. But all right, guys. I'll get right back to you in the next video.